good morning, beauties. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling in your body today? I know that sometimes when I ask that question, even of myself, but of other people, friends, clients, etc., sometimes people say, I don't even know what you mean. I don't know how to feel my body or feel something in particular in my body. So that's the first step to actually finding your way back into your body, right? As we've been talking about here, as I've been sharing here, and as you know very, very well, because you are a part of life on Earth right now in 2025, right? This extremely fast moving, this extremely intense, full of information, sound, movement, light, earthquakes, floods, etc. Have we always had earthquakes? Have we always had floods? Yes. Have we always had things going on all over the surface of the planet that have been difficult and challenging and beautiful? Yes. But this year has been a very compressed and out loud and on the surface version of things. Really, truly. And you know this because your body is actually receiving all of this, even if your mind isn't as aware of how it's affecting your body. So, as I was just naturally doing, right, because as I was speaking about how to drop into the body, my body started going, right? And that is the way in. Right? If there's a sense of, God, I don't even know. I don't know how I'm feeling in my body. Right? Maybe it's the mind is like, I'm feeling stressed. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I don't know what to make of all this. Or I'm feeling afraid, right? There's the voice of fear is really loud right now. So, the way in is down and in. And that would be, as I've shared here many, many times, but I can't say it enough, because we are, as a community of human beings, particularly in the West. I live in the West. I live in America, so I can't speak to what it feels like living in Africa right now. And Africa is a huge, vast continent, right? There are all kinds of different places inside of Africa, right? We can't speak effectively about what it would feel like to be almost anywhere else on Earth but exactly where we are, right? Okay, so it's the down and in, wherever you are, whatever is happening around you, in your own personal life, in the life of your community, right? The life of your state, the life of the country you happen to be living in, right? The life of all the human people on Earth. It's always starting right here with your body, with your breath, right? Your breath. So slowing your breath down, first and foremost, something you can do anywhere, anytime. Driving, talking to somebody else, reading, etc. An emphasis on that exhale with sound. Really lengthening your exhale. Right? I once was speaking to a client and we were talking about breath, and I said, okay, so where is your breath most of the time? What do you notice about your breathing? Now, nobody had asked her about that, and she hadn't even maybe asked herself about it. But what she said in that moment, it just came from deep inside. She said, actually, I think I've been holding my breath for most of my life. Okay? So, right, we're not being literal. She obviously wasn't holding her breath for most of her life in a literal sense, or she wouldn't probably be here. But the feeling that she had was that she was holding her breath, right? That's that vigilant, right? Fight or flight, freeze, fawn, yeah, and sort of sustaining that and maintaining that on a subconscious level, but just asking yourself, where's my breath right now? And then giving it some more oxygen, giving your body some more oxygen by inhaling deeply through your nose, so slowly. It might feel weird, right? Sometimes you get dizzy. You have not been oxygenating your body. So you might feel lightheaded because suddenly your body's like, oh my God, whoa, right? So breathing so slowly from below you, calling that breath up and in, filling your body, oxygenating your cells. Long exhale. Expressing, allowing your throat to get in on the action with some sound. Again, some of these things can feel awkward to our mind, right? In the West in particular, right, there's this sort of internal structure that says, well, I'm not supposed to make sounds like that, right? It's okay to scream loudly, let's say at a football game or at a game, right? Or if you are in a club and you've had some drinks, and then it's okay to unleash maybe some sound. But this body of yours, this body that I live in, right? I'm a soul with a body. You are a soul with a body. It is made to express, right? To laugh uproariously, to sing, right? This is something humans do. We sing, right? But and wherever you are right now, right? You might be in a culture that absolutely exalts singing, right? Singing, publicly singing, feeling free to just sing. Yeah, not to be a singer, and those are the only people who get to sing. We watch them and listen to them. No, we're all made to sing. Our bodies are made to express by way of the throat, right? But that expression rises from deep, deep within you, below your throat, way down at what we call, some of us call the root chakra, right? Or just the root of you, right? The base of your spine. That place between your thighs, man or woman, the root, right? Expression, when it rises from that place, from a place where you're actually inhabiting your body and dropping down enough to actually feel your root, right? There's something about rooting ourselves, grounding ourselves, that can allow us to actually express in a real way, in a free way, because we actually have taken the time to drop down and in. So this slow, deep breath process is not superficial, not in the slightest. Extending your breath, right? This is ancient, as I've said before. This is not, Magdalena created this. This is just my version of supporting you in remembering yourself back to your body. Okay, remembering yourself back to your body. Back to this sacred home base that is your home, right? For this duration of your time on this planet Earth. Right? Maybe you have other homes that your soul goes to. Right? I'm extremely open to a vast array of possibilities in terms of what this life on Earth means. Right? I don't think it means just one thing. It's certainly not just 3D, 5 senses, work hard, right? Make money, take a vacation, and die. Right? Maybe you do a little watercolor painting along the way. And I'm not making fun of anything here. We are so vast. We are so huge. We are so gigantic. The possibilities inside this structure of your body they are limitless. Okay? And not in a superficial way. But we've had a lot of oppressive training, and it continues. It's continuing right this moment to tell us that we are powerless, that we are filled with limitation, that we can't do things, that we can only do this, not that. That it's crazy to consider, right, doing something like levitating, let's say, right? What does that bring up in you, right? The idea that, oh, perhaps we can lift our bodies up off the surface of the earth by way of a particular kind of a focus. Yeah? Again, back to expression, right? Even the simple thing like making a loud exhale like that, sometimes that can be extremely difficult for people, right? It feels awkward, it feels strange, it feels uncomfortable. So practicing that is a really, really good first step, okay? Just find a private place. If it's in your car somewhere, right? The car is such a, like, for some of us, yeah, in America, right, we're such a car-focused country, right? Cars are so much a part of our identity almost, this big, vast country, and we don't have a good train system, so we're not, right, we're inside of these independent vehicles, yeah? And I'm speaking to you people who are not part of America, and how is it for you, right, your experience of being able to express yourself freely, right, without shame or embarrassment, to be able to go, right, whatever comes out, like that, right, that just came out for me, and, right, any of it, any of our expressions as human that don't just fit into sort of a certain standard of kind of quote unquote polite behavior, we often suppress, even like yawning, right? Cover our mouths or kind of try not to yawn publicly in front of another person. So the ways that we even oppress our own bodies are so internally structured that we almost don't question these things. And I'm here to question them with you, on your behalf, right? As we free our bodies to express in these simple ways, right, other things can rise up that we have been unaware of or oppressing unconsciously, right? Like fears, sadness, grief, or joy, right? Rage, yeah? And then we can start to work with those things. We can start to move those things. Yeah, movement would be the next place. First breath. Deep, slow inhale through your nose. Long, expressive exhale through your open mouth with sound. And just do that for at least 3 minutes every morning. Okay, if you could start your day, and you can, you have 3 minutes. I know you do. So do I. 3 minutes. Just doing this breath. Just doing this pattern. Whatever sound comes up and out for you. I love the AHHH sound. But right, for you it might come out like a right, there might be something that initially has to come out first before you can clear the passageways. Trusting your body, learning to find out what your body has to express, what it needs, what it wants. As we start with this down and in cycle, right, the rooting in with each exhale, finding a root, envisioning a root, dropping down from the base of your spine and going into the earth. Each exhale taking it deeper and deeper, rooting and grounding yourself to the earth where you live, wherever you live, in the middle of the city, out and away, somewhere in between. You can do this in your bedroom, you can do it in your car, you can do it on the subway, anywhere, right? Yes, maybe on the subway, right? As I expressed in one of these videos, I lived in New York City for a while, and I've lived in LA, and I grew up in San Francisco, right? So I grew up inside and love cities, absolutely love cities. And even on the subway, no, I wasn't doing the right? Because I chose, because right, we're reading the room, we're in the space with a lot of other people. But I did do the deep, long, slow exhale with my mouth lightly parted, just like a long sigh, right? Especially when there was a lot of energy in the train. And I was feeling like, ooh, I need to center myself. I need to root myself so that I don't pick up other people's energy, right? I can be observant, I can be connected to others in a more real way. If I have my own center grounded in my own body, if I know where my body is, right? So I'm not unconsciously receiving other people's information, energy, because as a highly sensitive person, if you're not consciously attending to your own body, that is what will happen, is you start receiving other people's stuff. Right? You become permeable to the loud messaging that's going on 24/7, right? You forget to put your phone down and you just start to absorb, right? So, taking 3 minutes every morning and giving yourself this beautiful practice of rooting yourself into your body and starting to find out how you feel and where you feel it, right? You might notice like, ooh, I feel really like I can't almost let out an exhale from an open mouth. I feel like there's a knot in my throat, or I feel like there's something clogged up here in my throat, or ooh, ow, I feel aware of my gut, right? I feel pain in the place right above the belly button, the solar plexus. Like, ooh, why am I feeling? Take your hand, put it on the spot that you notice. Give that spot some loving attention just by touching it, and keep breathing. Keep breathing. 3 minutes. Set a timer, right? If you want to have some beautiful music going on, fine. You put on a lovely soundtrack, right? Keep going. Keep breathing until that timer goes off. And then the next step, if you feel to do this, would be to one of two things, right? Or both. If you want to make a little practice for your morning, okay? Breath first, always. Hands to body, wherever you find your body needs some attention. And then, right, you can follow with some journaling. Just free writing. Whatever comes up. Not attending to spelling, you're not attending to editing. You're just like, and then movement, okay? Movement. Get some music on, do a little movement, do a little dance. 11 minutes, 3 minutes, 6 minutes. Again, move something through your body. Move things through your body. Give your body permission to shake, right? Shake, move, dance, right? Start to inhabit this precious, precious, precious vehicle that you were given, that your soul chose. Find out how you feel, right? I guarantee you, if you establish this practice, just the 3 minutes of breathing every morning, if you just start with that every morning, and then, hey, ding, 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 you can add it every evening as well. You can have it in the middle of the day if you're having any kind of day. Just to remember yourself, back to yourself, oh yeah, am I breathing? Am I holding my breath? Okay, this is bottom line, base level, for calling yourself back into sovereignty, for deciding what you want to enter your sacred space and what you have an absolute no to be able to discern what is beauty and what is nonsense, so that you can really, really, really be yourself. This is what we need right now. You being yourself, you being your authentic self is what the earth needs, right? And if that means that you step away from people who are toxic for you, or you step toward people that you've always longed to connect to, but you suddenly are able to stand in your own body to be able to request connection, right? It means all kinds of things. And if you try it, just try it, okay? I'd love to hear, right? Do it. 3 minutes, okay? 3 minutes, 3 minutes. All right. I love you. So much love to you.